Hi everyone, how are you? I'm good and welcome to Nini's Storytime. It's my first time making a video, so I hope you like it. Today we're going to read Puss in Boots. There once lived a very clever cat named Puss. Now one day Puss lost his owner, a poor old farmer. Puss was all alone with nobody to take care of and nobody to take care of him. Puss decided to find a new owner and chose the farmer's youngest son. The boy seemed quite sad as he has just lost his father. Puss approached the young man politely and said, "Please take me home with you." "I can't help you," said the young man. "But I am no trouble at all," said Puss. "Why, I'll even help you. Just give me a pair of boots and an old sack." "Well, all right," laughed the young man. "It couldn't hurt to have such a funny cat around to make me smile." Happy to have an owner, Puss followed the young man home. When they arrived at the house, the young man found an old pair of boots and a sack. "Here you go, Puss," said the young man. "But I don't understand what you want with boots and an old sack." Puss just smiled. He put the old boots on his feet and picked up the old sack and headed off to the forest. As he walked, Puss gathered some fresh grass. He filled the sack with the long green grass that he picked. When he found a nice tree, Puss put the sack on the ground, closed his eyes, and pretended to be asleep. A short time later, a rabbit hopped by, smelling the cool, fresh grass. The rabbit crawled inside the sack, hoping for a nibble, and twap! Puss snatched the sack right up. With the rabbit in the sack and the sack on his back, Puss headed to the king's castle, proud of his clever plan. Arriving at the castle, Puss arranged to meet the king. He was soon ushered into the great throne room. "Hello, your majesty," said the clever cat. "I have brought you a gift from my master, the Duke of Cataclaws." "A cat wearing boots?" the king wondered aloud. "I've never seen such a thing. What have you brought me?" Puss presented the king with the rabbit and said, "The Duke would like you to have the splendid hair." The king was pleased. He was glad that this Duke of Cataclaws would think to send such a fine gift. Little did the king know that there was no such person as the Duke of Cataclaws. Little did he know that he'd been tricked by a cat. For the rest of the week, Puss continued to bring the king fine gifts. He brought tasty trout, fine, fat peasants, and plum partridge. And as Puss presented each gift, he said it was from the Duke of Cataclaws. One day, the king decided to take a ride through his kingdom. He took along his beautiful daughter, the princess. Puss realized that the next part of his plan was ready. He hurried home to his young master. "Quick," Puss said to the young man, "you must take off all your clothes and jump into the pond by the road." "You silly cat," said the young man. "First you want boots and a sack. Now you tell me to do this?" But he did it anyway. Just as the young man hopped into the pond, the royal carriage came rumbling down the road. Puss ran to meet it. "Help!" cried the clever cat. "The Duke of Cataclaws has been tossed into the water. He will surely drown." "The Duke of Cataclaws?" asked the alarmed king. "Guards, hurry and help this man, lest he drown." As the guards rushed to the young man's aid, Puss sneaked up to the king's carriage and poked his head inside. "How do you do?" the clever cat asked the princess. "I am ever so worried about the Duke of Cataclaws," said the princess. "What happened to him?" "He was robbed by a pack of hoodlums," said the Puss. "The robbers took all of his money, but it looks like the king's guard have saved him." Just then, the king's guard carried the wet young man to the carriage. The king and princess got out to meet him. "Find the Duke a set of dry clothes," ordered the king. "Father, can the Duke ride in the carriage with us?" the princess asked the king. "I would have no other way," the king replied. Before the confused young man could ask what was going on, Puss said, "The Duke accepts your invitation." And with that, the clever cat ran ahead of the king and princess and young man for he had more work to do. After running and running, Puss came to some farmhands. "Hello, my fine farming fellow," said the clever cat. "You look like you are working hard." "We work for these fields for the giant who lives in yonder castle," said one of the farmhands. "If we don't work hard, he'll gobble us right up," said another. "About the giant," said Puss. "The king has just named him the Duke of Cataclaws. Now the king's carriage will come by soon. When the king asks whose castle that is, you must tell him the correct answer. What would happen if we don't?" "Why, I bet the giant would gobble us up," said the third scared farmhand. "That's exactly right," said Puss. "So make sure you tell the king that the castle belongs to the Duke of Cataclaws." And with that, the clever cat hurried off to the castle. For his plan to work, he still had to deal with the giant. Puss arrived at the castle to find a mean and horrible giant. "Oh, great giant," said the clever cat. "I've heard many great things about you. For instance, I have heard that you can turn yourself into any animal you wish." "It's true," said the giant. "I can turn into a lion, a bear, or even a great whale." "That is just swell," said Puss, "but I doubt you could turn into something tiny, like a mouse. That would be too hard." To prove the silly cat wrong, the giant turned himself into a tiny mouse, which Puss grabbed and gobbled right up. Just then the king's carriage arrived. Puss called out, "Welcome to the castle of the Duke of Cataclaws!" The young man winked at the clever cat as he showed the king and adoring princess into his new home. The end. I hope you liked the story. It was really awesome for me to read it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click the bell button for notifications and leave a comment down below. Bye!